What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the RabidMining YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at some 6-pin cables courtesy of the Veteran Miner. So you can reach these cables at theveteranminer.com. Code RabidMining will grant 25% off your total order. So these essentially are to hook up all those Ipollo miners out there so you don't have to use their power supply, and maybe we can even run more efficient in doing so by utilizing a server power supply. Now, before we get into this, let's take a look at this shirt I got in as well. And this is from the Hobbyist miner. This is the RTX 3070 Founders Edition limited edition t-shirt. Now, he currently has a few Founders Edition limited edition store going on his website, so be sure to check it out. The link will be in the description as well. And these are limited. They're only here for a few months, and once time's up, time is up. You will no longer be able to purchase these. So check out the Hobbyist Miner store and check out this new merch. All right, so let's kind of open up this bag to see what all we got in here and how many cables we have, because that will determine how many I will actually be able to set up. So we got a variety of colors and cables. So I'm gonna actually, I don't think I'll be able to do this with two hands or with one hand. So I'm gonna have to actually use two hands. So give me a second here, guys. Okay, so here I have all the cables kind of laid out. I do have 11 of them, so this means I should be able to utilize 10 of them and set up 5 Ipollos. So I do have 5 Ipollos, but I won't be able to try my KD boxes and Mini Doge Pro, so I don't have enough cables for that. We'll see how this works out, and I might have to order some more. Here we have 2 Veteran Miner stickers, so that's awesome, and 2 business cards. Now these are the same, just each side. These are nice business cards. So as you can see, here's the thank you for the purchase, and on the other side it has how to follow them with QR codes. That's actually pretty sweet. Nice idea. I need to make some cards kind of like this as well. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But here is the package that we did receive with these various colored of cables. Now each color does depend on the miner you're getting. As you know, the green and stuff is Misfit Mining. I believe there's pink ones which aren't here. Those are Pocket Change. We have red ones which are Red Panda, or maybe these might be the Hobbyist. But there's various YouTubers on the website, and I got to pick out my own color. So what do you think I should use for my colors? So obviously red and stuff is already used. I think a red with a yellow band kind of wrapping around it would be pretty sweet, but again, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try to pick. I think I need a solid color, so I don't know what to roll with. Give me some ideas on what the RabidMining cables should look like. All right, so I have 11 cables. Each Ipollo does use 2, I believe. I'm gonna go through it to make sure. Maybe one only uses 1, so we'll see. I have 5 of those mini Ipollos there. I'm gonna have to go into my spreadsheets and figure out how much power all of these were using, and that will help me determine what power supply I should use as well. So I'm going to find those numbers and I'll be right back. All right, so going over to the boneyard section of my basement, putting all the numbers together, I need about 983 watts. Now with the KD Box Pros, it would have been around 1300 watts, and I want to get as close to 50% as possible of the server power supply. So the 2400 watt, I am not going to be able to use. We only need 940. I believe I do have a 1500 watt here somewhere, so I'm just going to make sure. So this is 1200. This one right here, is this a 750 or is this the 12? What is this? That is 750 watts. Yeah. What's this guy here? I believe this is a 1500. Yeah, there we go. So this one here is 1500 watts. It is platinum rated, so awesome. So we'll be using about 65% of this one. So this will be the server power supply I'm going to utilize. And I believe Red Panda sent me this one a year or two ago, year and a half, I don't know, a while ago, because he got a crap ton of them at a sweet deal. If you're also looking for server power supplies, breakout boards, parallel mining in the description, check it out, because I will be using one of their breakout boards as well. But let me just figure out which breakout board I need to use as well. All right, so my selections are made. We got the 1500 watt server PSU platinum rated and the parallel miner X11 app. Now the reason I want to go with the app, now I seen I only have one. I thought I had more, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to get more, because you always want to have backups of these things. But the X11 app, it will tell you your power consumption before your efficiency rating of the PSU. So everything plugged into this at 100% by multiplying the volts by the amps, and that will tell you how much power you're using. And then you can use that, add on whatever your efficiency of your power supply is, and that will give you what you're using at the wall. So we're also going to look at our wall power here. So right now you guys can see we're at about 44,594.95 watts. So 4,500, almost 4,600 watts with my entire CPU farm. That Jazz miner is on it, that's 500 watts. And then we got all these. So if we see some wattage drop at the wall there, after we convert all these over, we'll get an idea on if we're using less power or not. So let's get these things hooked up and see what things start to look like. All right guys, so I already had all of these in once. There you can see I have everything in the power supply ready, and I have one cable left. But I started plugging them in and I ran into an issue after 2 or 3 ASICs in. And as you can see, if you look at the plug, this is just so that you guys don't run into it. One has a thicker end and the other one has a skinnier end right there. And as you can see, the skinnier end is also, actually it's the fatter end here, is marked TVM. So this end goes into your breakout board of your server power supply, because on some of the Ipollos, this thicker plug right here would not fit inside. There, now it's focusing. So that one would not fit in. You do got to use the side with this skinnier plug. Now if I would have looked at this earlier, I might have caught it, but I didn't. I just threw them all in and that's what it came out to be. So make sure you do have that thicker plug that is marked TVM inside your breakout board. Okay guys, so I got all the Ipollos right there. They're not turned on yet. There's the garbage PSUs. Now they're not garbage, they still work. It's just the default PSUs. But here we are on that server power supply. So let's just kind of have a look. So cables are looking a little better for the most part. Now it kind of sucks that they have Ethernet and some of them's in the back, some of them's in the front. The power plugs are in the back on all of them. I have all the fans blowing out, but they're laid out nice and all that good stuff. So here's the power supply. Now all I got to do is hit that red button. Now remember, with these parallel miner breakout boards, they do remember their power state. So I did plug this in beforehand to make sure it was off. That way when I plugged it in, it didn't just turn on all by itself. So it is off right now. I got to hit this power button and then we'll see if anything sparks, snaps, or blows up. And this is always the most nervous time when doing something, is turning on. Now I went through all the plugs. Always recommended make sure everything is tight. So I did do that and we're about to find out if these turn on. So bam. All right. Looks like everything turned on. Now I'm going to have to go. I'm going to make sure these are up and mining. They take 3 to 5 minutes to kick in. But so far everything is looking pretty good. Just on idle here, we're at 12 volts or 12.3 amps with 12 volts. I'm not sure what that equals out. 12 times 12, that's about 144. So we're around 144 watts right now with all of these just on idle. So I'm going to make sure everything is loaded up. All the Ethernet cables are kind of switched around. So I'm just going to make sure the IPs and everything are good. I cleaned some of them off. That one's still a little dusty up top, so I might have hit some reset switches. So I do got to make sure everything is working right now. And then we'll come back once everything is mining and kind of look at our power consumption. All right guys, so here we are. It has been about 45 minutes or so. Everything's been rocking. And if we take a look at our amp meter, 82 amps at 12 to 12.1 volts. So if we calculate that right here at 12 volts, 82 times 12 volts is 984 watts. So we're pretty darn close in our calculations there on estimating this is the proper power supply to use. But if we take a look at our power consumption now, we actually have 46,024 watts or so. So we are up like 30 or 40 watts in power, which means a couple things. One, those power supplies are actually pretty efficient that it does come with. Also, I do notice it is warmer here because I did have one up here before and they're a lot closer together. So they may be, all their fans are a little bit louder than they were. So that could be where the extra power is coming from as well. Regardless, I figured I should show the high here so that you guys can see that it is using some power. Now there were times when I was actually down about 50 watts. So you add up a bunch of fans here together, ramped up, it does bring that power down. Now saving electricity would also result in keeping these things cool. So maybe I'm gonna open a window or something and see if we can drop the power consumption down on these. Or maybe I'll do that at a different video time or something, because it is actually pretty warm out today. It's not really winter time, so that might be an updated video. but we'll see what happens. Regardless, here is what we're doing. We can easily see our power consumption throughout the breakout board. Everything is nice and neat, stacked better. I do like this better. Yes, I'm currently using a bit more power, but I have seen times when it has been lower in power based on the ambient temperature in your area. Regardless, everything is working as intended, so awesome. Thank you for checking out this video, guys. If you have any questions at all, let me know down in the comment section below. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.